Hi, welcome back. Today is lesson 11. The title is Build Your Safe Place or Build a Watchtower. I like to call it Watchtower. The premise of this work is that the personality self habits, decisions are all made from the past, and the soul self decisions are influenced from only in this moment in time, like right now or right now. So, a safe place. We all need a safe place. And by a safe place, I mean, how do we recharge ourselves when we have become our own worst enemy? So, in other words, you have this awesome idea that you're going to go through with. It's going to create a most joyful life. You're going to be doing something you've always dreamed of. And you have all this energy and you're all excited about it and all these plans and you have all the details worked out and you might even have a spreadsheet on when you're going to do things. And after a bit, and it may take a while, but after a while, the energy is not there anymore. It's like, oh, the work that you were doing suddenly became a little bit more doldrum, or it just didn't have the right enthusiasm behind it. Or maybe you had some fear thoughts about it. Maybe you thought all of a sudden, I'm not good enough to do this. Why did I think I could do this? Or, the momentum is just simply not where you want it. You had negative self-talk, or maybe some people made comments to you that made you second guess yourself. We all get there. We all have those thoughts. We all have those moments in our life. The personality self, old habits of filling your brain with negative self-talk are very powerful. We've created them quite well. And so what we want to do is say, I look at that path that I chose or that activity that I chose that I knew would bring me joy. And when I think about it, I still think it will bring me joy. So what is going on? Why don't I have that momentum anymore? Where did it go? And the fact of the matter is, it really didn't go anywhere. It just got diluted. The earth plane, personality, self, energies are extremely powerful. And that's not a bad thing. It just is. And so what we want to do is say, all right, I know going forward that the momentum of any activity I do that brings me joy may need to be fluffed a little bit. In other words, maybe I need to have a predetermined place to go when I'm feeling that my path is no longer as joy-filled or as exciting as it was. So, we want to build a place, a watchtower. And what the watchtower does is it provides us an imaginary place to go when we feel that the energies are no longer serving us the way we intended them to. So it's not that they're bad energies, it just is. So if you're prepared, so let's say you are having second thoughts about singing in front of people, and you were doing really well. And then all of a sudden, somebody said something, and you started thinking about it. Oh, maybe I'm not as good as I thought, whatever. The list can be forever long. So if you already have a place to go when you have these self-doubt thoughts, that was hard to say, it'll be easier for you to come out of that doldrum or out of that fear space. So this is what I propose. When you're feeling good, so that's the trick. You want to do this project when you're feeling all is good with the world. You sit down in your private space and you think, what is the prettiest place I've ever been? Or in my imagination, where would I like to go to recharge my battery? So mine is a watchtower. So I can climb up the stairs. And as you're climbing, you're letting go of fear thoughts or self-doubt or whatever it is. And then I finally open the door to the top, and there's windows all the way around, and they're beautiful, beautiful ocean scenery outside. And there's very comfortable pillows, beautiful paintings on the wall, or maybe even a mural. You can go on and on and on. Create whatever brings you joy. Now you want to go to this place a lot. Don't be addicted to it, but just go to it periodically to refill it with beautiful things, with beautiful thoughts, with beautiful swirling colors. In other words, you want to fill this area that you're creating with light, with energy that brings you joy. All right, so now you have this place, this special place in your mind's eye. And as a singer, someone says to you, oh, I think you don't sound very good. And you're like, oh, of course you probably externally are not doing anything, but internally you're all over it. I told you you weren't good. I told you you weren't good enough. So when you first feel those feelings, because a lot of times it'll be connected to a feel right down in the solar plexus area, find a way to get still and hop into your magical place of uplifting energy. And again, you designed this, so it has the energies that you will need. So I can't design a place for you because I would fill it with energies that you may not be able to resonate with. So you resonated this gorgeous uplifting energy, and momentarily you take a breath after that person says that, before the fear thoughts start taking hold, because they will get momentum of downward spiral energies. So you've taken your little breath, not like everybody see you, but just take a breath. And then imagine that you're there filling your love bucket with all of this gorgeous energy that brings you joy. And so you have suddenly refilled your bucket of thought. The thought energies are what bring you down. So we're going to thought a spot. We thought it. We created it. We imagined it. And so when you sit in this place for that moment, it brings you that initial joy that you had when you first created that project for yourself. We all need projects. We all need to feel valued. It could be a volunteer, or it could be whatever brings you joy. And when that happens, when those negative self-talk thoughts come, because they will, that's just part of the human condition. The other thing I think is that a lot of us think that we were thinking that whatever it is that we created in that moment of joy, that it would come easily. And that may not be the case. You may have to work at it. You may have to work at the thoughts that surround it a lot. The physical actions of doing it, you may already be gifted with. But what if the negative self-talk is what pulls you away from your joy self? The personality self is your friend, but we have to train it to be our friend. We have to, as a mother would teach her child, patiently, lovingly say, that's a negative thought, and I don't choose, personality choice, I am choosing not to get excited about those thoughts. I'm not going to play with them. I'm not going to rewind them in my head over and over. What I'm going to do is replace them until I find that joy place for myself again. It's not impossible to do. It's just that the more detail you put into your spot, your new watchtower, it'll be easier to get back there. Think of the sand leading up to the watchtower. If you've gone there a lot, it'll be easy to find if you're feeling really out of sorts or if you're feeling really down. Make it so that you can get back there easily. And the only way to do that is to go there often. Again, we don't want you to stay in la la land all the time. It's just that once in a while, take a few moments, make sure your watchtower is there for you, watching out, helping you find the early negative energies that are coming into your life. Then you can choose to go to your special spot. It doesn't have to be a building. It can just be a certain place in the woods you like, your visualization. It can be an activity that you really enjoy, like fishing, or it could be flying. It could be many, many things. The only requirement is that it brings you total, thorough joy, and that it triggers you by allowing your negative self-talk to have less energy, so it overpowers the energy coming from the negative self-talk. And like I just said, if you don't go there enough and fluff the flame of joy, it won't be powerful enough to override something coming into your life. Be friends with this place. This is your safe haven. And it really, really helps. And I think the reason it helps so much is that we know what we needed there. Our higher self knows what we need in our watchtowers, in our special spots. And it's there for us anytime we need it, at a moment's notice. It doesn't have to be a long, prolonged outing to go to it. Just a short little pop in, see the energies, feel the environment, and then go back to real life again. You can replay things while you're sitting in this place. You can play out future things in case, because let's say you know something triggers you, go to your watchtower, sit in it, and play with that energy and shift the energy of that negative situation until it brings you joy. So visualize you being in the situation that normally brings you down and just play with the energy, surround it, be imaginative. Thought energy is extremely powerful. And so you can create an outcome for any situation going forward that you may find yourself in. And when it does occur, you go, oh yeah, I remember, I thought this might happen. And then you take a little breath and you relax and you go into that space to find the energy. Then when you come back into the space that was problematic, you'll be able to tolerate or be in it a little bit better, a little bit more joyfully. We are after a joy-filled life. We have to create it. And by going the same direction we've been going, it won't happen. Love and light to you and your path. I hope this is helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.